Hello guys, welcome to this new video, and we are going to go ahead and start talking about EIGRP protocol. So EIGRP is an advanced distance vector protocol, and it is the only disadvantage that I could find was that it was owned by Cisco, and therefore it can only be used in Cisco routers and layer 3 switches. So that was the only disadvantage, but it also has a lot of advantages. It has fast conversions, a lot faster than OSPF. It sends their database in incremental updates, and it also supports IPv4 and IPv6. It's not like OSPF that you need to use. If you're going to use IPv4, you can use OSPF v2, but if you need to use IPv6, you have to use OSPF version 3. And also, EIGRP has load balancing, and you can do load balance across equal and unequal cost paths. That I don't believe OSPF does that like that. And EIGRP is a classless routing protocol, but it is a class full by default, so you have to give it the no auto summary. You have to do that no auto summary command for it to work as a classless routing protocol. Okay, and it also has a 100% loop free classless using Duo. And what I'm going to do now is, now that we are done talking about what EIGRP is, we are going to configure this network over here. All I did was I cable all the routers in, and I have not configured any interface or anything like that, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's start with router 1. No. Let's give it a host name of router 1. Let's go to interface, configure that IP address. Let's give it a no shutdown. Okay. Let's go over here, router 2 now. Make it bigger so you guys can see it. Interface gigabit. You want to use this IP address. Now we're going to go here. We're going to use this IP address for this network over here. Give it a no shutdown. Exit. Host name R2. And I think I forgot to no shut down this interface because it's not up. Let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. Now it's up. I forgot to issue that no shutdown on interface gigabit 0/0. So now let's go to router 3. Let's move it over here. No. Config T. Interface gigabit 0/1. This one. I believe that 2 /24, right? Now let's go to 0/0, which is this one. Actually, before that, let's do a no shutdown. Now it's up. Now let's go to that other interface. This one, IP address. This is for this network over here. That's good. You can just copy this. Go exit router 4. Oops. Guess you gotta indicate that it is hostname. There it is. Now let's go to router 4, which is the last one, and let's configure that interface. Interface /0. Then I forgot to do the no shutdown command, but let's see. Paste. And now let's do, this is 2, no shutdown. Great. Yeah, I forgot to do the no shutdown on this one. No shutdown. Here it is. Now it's working. So now what we're going to do is we are going to configure EIGRP so you can see how it works and how easier. So under advantage, easier to configure. So it is a lot easier to configure than OSPF, because in OSPF you need to worry about the backbone, which is area 0, and different areas. On EIGRP we do not use areas. Okay, and like I said, the only disadvantage of EIGRP is that it can only be used in Cisco routers, and because of that you're gonna see a lot of job posting that they prefer to you have experience with OSPF than EIGRP, because a lot of big companies do not only use Cisco routers. They use Jupiters and a lot of different companies than just Cisco. So it is good to know how to configure OSPF, and also you need it for the CCNA as well. So let's go ahead and configure EIGRP router, EIGRP 100. So this process ID right here needs to be the same on router 2. So it needs to be the same. It needs to be the same on this network, otherwise it won't work. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Good. So now let's go ahead and add that network. That 0, and we are using a wildcard mask. It is the same as OSPF. It uses a wildcard mask. RIP uses the subnet mask. And here it is. We have added that network on this side. So now let's go ahead to router 2 and configure that. And you also going to see how fast it converges or creates a neighbor. So exit router EIGRP, let's say 101, right? You see that it is not the same as 100 on this side, so it is not going to work because it is not the same process ID. It needs to be the same process ID. On OSPF it does not need to be the same process ID because it is it has a meaning locally but not globally. On EIGRP it does have a meaning on the network. So you're going to see that when I do this, we did not create a neighbor. So if we go to do a show IP EIGRP, let's see, oh, we gotta exit out of here too. Show IP EIGRP neighbor, and you can see we do not have a neighbor because we're using this process of 101 and this one is using process of 100. So let's go ahead and fix that. Router EIGRP 101, let's just delete that, no, let's say 100. And you're going to see how fast it converges or creates a neighbor. In OSPF it takes a while. You're going to see as soon as I enter that, it should work. And there it is. We already have a network, a neighbor. Okay. It took what, less than a second to create this neighbor over here. And if you want to see, exit, let's do a show IP, EIGRP neighbors, and here it is. We have a neighbor with this interface, which is this one right here. And if we do it right here, we should have a neighbor on 10.1.1.2. There it is. The neighbor is 10.1.1.2, which is router 2. Okay, that's good. And we also forgot to do a config terminal router EIGRP 100. No auto summary. Just do the same for router 2. There it is, no auto summary, that's good. And now we have to add this network for router 2. And let's just leave it on the same one. So network 10.1.2.0 wildcard mask. Great, so now let's go ahead and do it on the router 3. So we can create that neighbor, that relationship. Let's go exit. EIGRP 100. You see, as soon as we added that network, it created that neighbor real fast, a lot faster than OSPF. OSPF would take like 20 or 30 seconds. So that's good. And now let's do a no auto summary. Exit. Let's just end it. Show IP EIGRP neighbors. And here it is. Here's our neighbor. And now what we could do is add this other network over here. Okay, that's good. Now let's go ahead and if we try to ping, we won't be able to ping this interface because we have not configured it yet. So let's go ahead and let's try and ping router 4 and see what happens. And here it is. We're not able to ping router 4. So let's go ahead and configure EIGRP on router 4, and then we should be able to ping that interface. Here it is. As soon as we configure that network, we created a neighbor real fast, a lot faster than OSPF. So now let's go ahead and ping router 4, and we are able to ping router 4. Okay, so that's great. And this is it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you a lot about EIGRP, like authentication and other more stuff. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye bye.